Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I sure do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below. Also check out our Instagram at Carryandcut and our Patreon at Carryandcut. Really do appreciate all the support from the patrons out there. All the proceeds go directly back into the channel to buy new knives and new equipment to make the quality and the content better for you guys. So today we have a pretty cool knife sent to us by Kansept. They actually provided this to us. They reached out and asked if we would like to take a look at this and review the Kansept Egress. So I just want to give you guys a overall review, description of what's going on here, and even show you what's in the box. So if you guys are not used to Kansept's packaging, it is definitely really nice and premium looking, versus what you get in some other manufacturers. So you slide open that pretty cool box, you get a nice cleaning cloth and some product information in there, and put that off to the side, and you got your nice little pouch here. And I really do like how they do that, and they do it for their premium knives and even their budget line too. So we are looking at the Kansept Egress. So this is definitely a pretty interesting knife. Definitely interesting looking too. I'm really liking this modified sheep's foot Wharncliffe-ish blade on it. I really do like the flat, the completely flat cutting, and the edge, lands below the actual handle of the blade, so you're able to cut on a flat surface. That's one of my favorite things about this type of knife. And then we got 14C 28N on the blade steel. That is going to be my all-time favorite budget steel. I like it more than D2. And then when you got your multiple forms of deployment, obviously you can do a thumb, reverse flick, and you can do that top flipper that works exceptionally well too. Front flipper, it's definitely a front flipper. Yeah, front flipper. You got white G10 on the handles on this variety. You got a full liner lock, full steel liners. They actually are nested in there too, so I really do like it. It gives you kind of a nice premium feel. They got some cutouts in there for weight relief. This is a liner lock. We're looking at a T8 for the pivot hardware, T6 for the body screws, and for the pocket clip. This is only it's a tip-up right-hand carry only. There is no lefty love on this one, so I'm very sorry about that, guys. And I think we got a G10 backspacer on here. Get the magnet just to be sure. Definitely G10 on the backspacer, so that's good. I always like that. I like to see G10 on the backspacer sometimes, especially for this price range. We're coming in at $58.95 for this one right here. They do have a bunch of different models you can go with. They have white, black, blue, jade, red, and purple. They're all G10, so that is definitely nice for this price point that they're able to hit. We do have ball bearings in the pivot also. We do have a nice deep carry clip, folded over steel clip. I really do like those, and it does work pretty well. We have good retention on that clip. Overall, we have really good ergonomics too. This handle just works very well. I really do like the cutout for your finger here. It's just a really nice, great access to the lock bar. Sharpening choil plunge grind. Yeah, you can see how good that is. You're gonna be able to get a whole bunch of sharpens out of this. Probably about 3 or 4 sharpenings before you actually start getting into the actual plunge grind there and start seeing any real thick edge behind. But this is I would say kind of a medium to high flat grind on it. It is not a hollow grind. So I like flat grinds though. That's completely up to you. We do come down to a very acute tip right there, so make sure you guys are careful if you're going to do any sort of puncture cuts or any sort of prying or anything like that. You definitely want to be careful for that. Let's go ahead and get some size and comparisons here. Let's go ahead and get a weight on it. Zero the scale out. Zeroed. All right, we're looking at 4.3 ounces for the weight. Let's go ahead and get an overall length on this thing and blade length. And put our tip right there. So overall length, we're coming in at just about 8 1/4, pretty much right at 8 1/4 inches for blade length. Overall cutting edge, we're looking at almost 3 1/2, probably a little more than 3 1/3, 3 3/8. I'm gonna say something around there, 3 3/8. Yeah, pretty much right on the money. Blade length is pretty much 3 1/2 inches though. The actual cutting edge is around 3 3/8. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Let's do, how about the QSP Penguin? So we're definitely a fair bit larger than the QSP Penguin. How about the Benchmade 940? That's a pretty good comparison there. And we could do the Benchmade Bug Out also. Definitely a fair bit larger than the Benchmade Bug Out. And then how about a Spyderco PM2 to round things off? That's a pretty good size comparison right there. Yeah, we're pretty much the same exact size as the PM2, give or take a little bit. So if you guys are familiar with the PM2, then it's going to fit really great in your hand. So I definitely approve of this one. I really like the overall idea, the overall shape. Love this blade shape. Love the steel. Definitely a big fan of the liner locks, especially when you have great access to the lock bar. And I really have been, you know, having a lot of fun with front flippers lately also. So I know they're not for everybody. And once you get them mastered, then it's not a problem at all. And that reverse flick just works incredibly well. All right. So I think that's all. I think we got everything covered. Went over all the different variants, all the different colors. Went over the handle, liners, nested, they are nested liners. Went over the blade. We got ball bearings in the pivot, deep carry folded over clip, G10 backspacer. Now I forgot to mention this, all this different rows of jimping they have going on here. So they obviously have some. That's for the top flipper where it works. So you got some really good jimping at the top flipper, and then you also got some good jimping here. You know, useful traction for, you know, when you're doing certain different types of cuts like push cuts. And then you can also use this real fine, or this, so they're all the same size rows of jimping, but all the way up here at the tip if you're going to be doing some real fine detailed work. So that's definitely nice to see, and a really nice touch that you don't see on a lot of you know, more budget oriented brands. So Kansept is killing it. They're doing a really good thing. I want to give a, you know, really appreciate them sending this over for us to take a look at. And hopefully we can continue this partnership and see some other stuff from them. I know I've done a couple reviews on their more premium line of knives. I know I did the Fenrir, and that is definitely a pretty awesome knife too. So we're going to go ahead and do a disassembly and maintenance video on this one next. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that one. And thanks, Kansept. Appreciate it. Until next time.